Inkwell. Inkwell, my OCs. I said that in my Inkwell intro, animatic, that I would explain my OCs. I put more in the description. That was 12 days ago. And the day I posted the video, that's the time that I'm using as a time lapse now, was like, I don't even know how long. Um, so there's more stuff in that description, in the Inkwell intro description thingy. So yeah, today I'll be explaining it with this time lapse because I never recorded my OCs because I had no thought of making a channel. So yeah. So the OC that I'm drawing here is my main OC, Kella. It's in my profile picture for all my socials. Kella is technically an OC, but she's really not in any story. I mostly draw her in drawings that are supposed to be me. She's just a character I use to portray myself on the art community. So, yeah. I'm going to be explaining my OCs by generation because it's easier. It's also hard to explain backstories because I don't want to spoil anything. Um, Please keep in mind, I will be mentioning the years that this in, and I know it's very inaccurate. I'm not very good at this stuff. Also, most of it isn't really all that. The year isn't all that important. So, yeah. Um, so the first generation of Inkwell consisted of Melanie, Michael, and his father, which I never gave a name to, mostly because they were just in the prologue to give a reference to Inkwell. So the prologue takes place in the 1920s and 1930s. I know that's only like 10 years. I'm not good with math, okay? I never draw them because they aren't really all that important. So the next generation is basically the forgotten generation. I also don't draw these people. This generation takes place in the 1940s, and nothing special that this generation did. They didn't get an ink power. Dave, I think that's what I called him. I don't know. But I basically broke the timeline. That's for another video anyway. The generation that gets important is Generation 3, which is the generation that Lisa, Lily's mom, and Lily and Amara they take place. In the 1950s, I don't really want to explain Lily and Amara because I'm planning on doing animations for them for my OC origin stories when I actually get to doing that. I also wanted them to be mysterious OCs, if Amara proves anything by that. They're kids you can tell somewhat what Amara looks like based off Ruby. But anyway, I never really mentioned Lily and Inkwell comic. Like I said, I basically wanted to animate their stories, so yeah. I've already explained what Lisa did when she left Inkwell, so afterwards she had Lily. I'm not going to explain her story, along with Zelda and Quinn because I'm going to explain the backstories in Inkwell. I'm actually working that on Zelda's backstory, the next chapter of Inkwell, which I have not been working on. So yeah, Quinn is same with Quinn. That is the main trio that the main story takes place about the 1960s. Also, disclaimer, a lot of the outfits don't fit the period time, and I get that, okay? Not gonna lie, I had to line up the year with Bendy and the Ink Machine when Bendy and the Ink Machine takes place. Jonathan is also in this generation, but he lives in the game dimension, which is the world that I brought from random scenarios in my mind. So, yeah. The fifth generation consists of Ken, Pearl, Amethyst, Luna, Reagan, Danielle, Caleb, Sean, Allie, Yandre, Margot, Azazel, and Dot. I have too many. This is where we get to the whole parent stuff. So Ken and Allie are the kids of Alice, Angel, and Bendy. Keep in mind, this is my ship. I know others don't ship them. Don't come after me. I've already explained their backstory, basically, in my Promised Land animatic. Pearl and Luna are the daughters of Lily and Jonathan. Amethyst is Zelda's kid. Caleb and Sean are Quinn's kid. Margot is Pearl's alternate. She does have a parent, but I'm not going to go into detail because I want to have a cross universe with another developed story if I ever do another one, knowing how slow I am with Inkwell. Yandere is the son of Sarah and MC from Doki Doki Literature Club. Don't ask why he has purple hair. I'm still figuring that out myself. So they take place around the 90s and 2000s. And around 2010, the sixth generation happens. This group consists of Keisha, Peyton, Carmilla, Doe, Raina, Vicky, Yuko, Ruby, Autumn, Logan, Azul, Ivy, Josh, Anthony, Connor, and Syndra. This is probably the generation that has the most OCs. I might have already broken that if I ever get to posting the 7th generation. I really want to get them out by June. I don't have to get the whole profile thingies that I do. They're not really profiles, they're just like thing I do. I don't have to get it out by June. I just want to get the families out by June, and like half of the families at least have 3 or 4 kids. In the 6th generation, only a couple had 3 kids, if I'm remembering right. There are too many. So anyway, Syndra is the one I basically didn't put into Inkwell intro animatic. If you haven't seen my OCs, they had kids, then you should know that I'll put the board in the description. So yeah, it was really hard to explain this because I don't want to explain the back stories of stuff because I'm going to be doing that in animatics and just Inkwell in general. So, yeah, I don't really know how to end this. I don't even know how to start it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Subscribe.